everything we have.
From wherever we are.
From wherever we are.
That it is our responsibility.
That it is our responsibility.
To put an end.
To put an end.
To the genocidal state.
To the genocidal state.
Then we are just as complicit.
Then we are just as complicit.
Gaza remains.
Gaza remains.
Deprived of food and medical supplies.
Deprived of food and medical supplies.
Electricity and fuel.
Electricity and fuel.
And on top of the bombs and bullets.
And on top of the bombs and bullets.
That are slaughtering Palestinians daily.
That are slaughtering Palestinians daily.
Disease and famine.
Disease and famine.
Have been deadly.
Have been deadly.
As the Zionist massacres.
As the Zionist massacres.
Enable famine.
Enable famine.
Enable sickness.
Enable sickness.
As part of their genocidal agenda.
As part of their genocidal agenda.
This is not just in Gaza.
This is not just in Gaza.
And did not just start on October 7th.
It did not just start on October 7th.
This has been our reality.
This has been our reality.
For over 76 years.
For over 76 years.
We are now seeing.
We are now seeing.
The largest raids.
The largest raids.
Occurring in the West Bank.
Occurring in the West Bank.
In decades.
In decades.
Over 10,000.
Over 10,000.
Palestinian men, women, and children.
Palestinian men, women, and children.
Are imprisoned right now.
Are imprisoned right now.
Just a few days ago.
Just a few days ago.
Occupation forces.
Occupation forces.
Launched a horrific ground invasion.
Launched a horrific ground invasion.
And aerial attack.
And aerial attack.
Against the refugee camp.
Against the refugee camps.
In Jenin, Tulkarem, and Tubas.
In Jenin, Tulkarem, and Tubas.
In a single day.
In a single day.
They killed and injured.
They killed and injured.
Dozens.
Dozens.
They besieged.
They
to the surveillance technology used by repressive governments all over the world. Zionism is your problem too. As people who live in the belly of the beast. We know that. Palestine will only be free. Through resistance. And that we are not freeing Palestine. But Palestine is freeing us. Palestine is the canary in the coal mine. Palestine is sounding the alarm. What we see in Palestine can happen to anyone. Everywhere. If we do not put an end to the normalization of genocide. Every part of Palestine has the right to resist. Every part of Palestine will be free. Not just Gaza and the West Bank. But every inch of our hometowns and villages that were razed, that were depopulated in 1948. We are here today. Within our lifetime. And healthcare workers for Palestine. To sound the alarm. On the genocide. On the mass rapes. On the purposeful destruction. Of the healthcare system in Gaza. We are not able to use microphones today. Which is why you're repeating after me. to those
we say to those
who say they are uncommitted. Commit to liberation.
commit to liberation.
Commit to liberation.
Commit to liberation.
We will stand with Palestine.
We will stand with Palestine.
No matter what lip service
No matter what lip service
the Democrats give us.
the Democrats give us.
A ceasefire is not enough.
A ceasefire is not enough.
An arms embargo is not enough.
An arms embargo is not enough.
All aid to Israel.
All aid to Israel
Weapons and money
weapons and money
must be stopped.
must be stopped.
The Zionist state
The Zionist state
must be isolated.
must be isolated.
All Zionist institutions
All Zionist institutions
must be dismantled.
must be dismantled.
And all of Palestine
All of Palestine
must be free.
must be free. Palestine will be free.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
We have a medical student
We have a medical student
living in Gaza.
living in Gaza,
Tuning in right now.
tuning in right now,
And we will have
and we will have
multiple healthcare workers
multiple healthcare workers
in Gaza
in Gaza
surviving the genocide,
surviving the genocide,
calling into our fundraiser
calling into our fundraiser
later today.
later today.
They are here to expose
They are here to expose
the depravity of Zionism,
the depravity of Zionism,
the horrors they witness,
the horrors they witness,
that the U.S. does not discuss,
that the U.S. does not discuss,
that it blatantly ignores,
that it blatantly ignores,
and in fact even aids and abets. So keep in mind today,
keep in mind today,
cannot be the only time
cannot be the only time
we speak up for Palestine.
we speak up for Palestine.
It is not enough to protest.
It is not enough to protest.
We have to organize.
We have to organize
In our schools and universities.
in our schools and universities.
You are going back to campus right now.
Back to campus right now.
And they want you to be fearful.
And they want you to be fearful.
Because the encampment succeeded.
Because the encampment succeeded.
Of exposing U.S. complicity.
Of exposing U.S. complicity.
And responsibility for genocide.
And responsibility for genocide.
You should all be planning.
You should all be planning
To disrupt your universities.
to disrupt your universities.
To force them to take a stance.
And force them to take a stand.
Our people in Gaza are struggling.
Our people in Gaza are struggling.
So we must struggle here too.
So we must struggle here too.
Even with threats of suspension and expulsion.
Even with threats of suspension and expulsion.
And the threats of attack and arrest.
And the threats of attack and arrest.
Our people in Gaza struggle.
Our people in Gaza struggle.
So we must struggle.
So we must struggle.
And nothing we face
Nothing we face
can even be compared
can even be compared
to the horrors of Gaza.
to the horrors of Gaza.
For all the people who say
For all the people who say
that they would have stood
that they would have stood
against slavery,
against slavery,
against the Holocaust,
against the Holocaust,
against apartheid,
against apartheid,
against Jim Crow.
against Jim Crow.
What are you doing now?
What are you doing now? And you have stood.
With the side of the oppressor.
With the side of the oppressor.
For every other cause.
For every other cause.
We are facing repression.
We are facing repression.
On campus.
On campus.
On social media.
On social media.
They deleted our Instagram.
They deleted our Instagram.
But that did not kill our movement.
But that did not kill our movement.
Follow us on WOL Palestine.
Follow
us on WOL Palestine.
Follow us on WOL Palestine.
On Twitter and Telegram.
On Twitter and Telegram.
For the next action.
For the next action.
And for the updates.
And for the update.
On this action here today.
On this action here today.
They are repressing us.
They are repressing us.
In the streets.
In the streets.
We defy police brutality.
We defy police brutality.
To take the streets for Gaza.
To take the streets for Gaza.
And day after day.
And day after day.
This has taught us courage.
This has taught us courage.
We want you to know your rights.
We want you to know your rights.
But also to know your enemy.
But also to know your enemy.
Because guess what?
Because guess what?
Slavery was legal.
Slavery was legal.
And they repressed the people challenging it.
And they repressed the people challenging it.
So when they tell us that genocide is legal,
That genocide is legal.
but standing against genocide is illegal,
Standing against genocide is illegal.
we will defy them.
We will defy them.
To stand on the right side of history.
Stand on the right side of history.
We are going to flood NYC.
We are going to flood NYC.
Today. And on the first Monday.
And on the first Monday.
Of every month.
Of every month.
And we will continue.
And we will continue.
To have actions.
To have action.
Every time.
Every time.
The genocide airs.
The genocide airs.
Descend on our city.
Descend on our city.
Whether it's Netanyahu.
Whether it's Netanyahu.
Who will be speaking at the UN General Assembly.
Who will be speaking at the UN General Assembly.
At the end of this month.
At the end of this month.
Or any candidate.
Or any candidate.
Coming to New York.
Coming to New York.
To build their campaign.
To build their campaign.
We will confront them.
We will confront them.
On every campus.
On every campus.
In every borough.
Every borough.
We will.
We will.
Fight the enemy.
Fight the enemy.
Wherever they are.
Wherever they are.
From the IDF soldiers.
From the IDF soldiers.
Colonizing our land.
Colonizing our land.
To those who come to New York City.
To those who come to New York City.
After serving. In the Nazi Zionist military.
In the Nazi Zionist military.
So stay tuned.
So stay tuned.
Because we will confront them.
Because we will confront them.
And if you are coming.
And if you are coming.
From any other city.
From any other city.
Go back to your city and organize.
Go back to your city and organize.
Take New York energy back with you.
Take that New York energy back with you.
And disrupt colonizers.
And disrupt colonizers.
And supporters of genocide.
Supporters of genocide.
Wherever they are.
Wherever they are.
Until Palestine is free.
Until Palestine is free.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
You can go to page 16.
You can go to page 16.
For a list of chants.
For a list of chants.
And I want to hear you chant.
And I want to hear you chant.
Louder than you ever have before.
Louder than you ever have before.
As we take the streets.
As we take the streets.
For Palestinian liberation.
For Palestinian liberation.
Mic check. We have
Palestine will be free.
Free Palestine!
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 Go Google the Hannibal directive, buddy. Don't fucking touch me. Don't fucking. Get the fuck out. Don't bang the phone. It's okay, sorry.
Fucking terrorist! Stop it!
I'm not scared of all you fucking terrorists. Zionists are terrorists! Zionists are terrorists! Touch me! Don't touch me! Hey!
Get the fuck out!
Hey, you are a problem.
Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! You got the reality. 40,000 dead! 40,000 dead! You are a fucking terrorist! Look at what you created! Do you think this is safe?
Hey! You're pushing on me. Guys, break it up. You're pushing on me. I was standing here. No. I was standing here. You're walking up on me. Back off.
This is what he wants! This is what he wants! Don't give him the attention! No, stop!
Leave them alone. We're going to march it. Guys, we're marching. Fucking terrorist supporters.
You've also got to love your enemy too. No, you got to love your enemy too. And you have got to be the change you want to see in the world.
We're trying to stop a genocide. We're trying to stop a genocide. That's the change I want to see. I want to see an end to genocide. I want to see an end to racism. I want to see an end to apartheid states. That's what I am standing up for.
Free
that way or they can go that way. Number one.
You understand that they were told that they could come here as long as they walked with the flow of traffic. You
I think they
understand
were
that?
told that. They were never told that. They can go that way. They can go that way. They're in the street.
And they can take the road.
They can go that way. Yes, they can go that way if they want. Absolutely.
Against traffic.
Go that way if they want. This street, absolutely. Go there if they want. They will not be arrested if they go there. They will not.
What specific area is pedestrians aren't allowed to walk?
We are here as to go to the United Nations. The United Nations to uphold international law of the genocide of the Palestinian people. People are joining us from around the world. People are joining us from around the world and around the country to send a message to the United Nations that killing Palestinians with impunity, they're committing this genocide against the Palestinian people with impunity.
It's getting worse for you guys. We're gonna divide and grow.
This is why we have to send our message to the United Nations.
We gotta separate different groups.
Yeah, we are being silenced. We are being prevented from lawfully demonstrating in front of the United Nations, which is supposed to uphold international law. But international law is rather than upholding
Why we not allowed to go down there?
It is a foreign institution. Genocide. Here in the United States.
They have no right to exist.
They have no right to exist.
Let alone hold a headquarters.
Let alone hold a headquarters.
Right here in New York City.
Right here in New York City.
The first time I was arrested.
The first time I was arrested.
In over 10 years.
In over 10 years.
Of organizing protests for Palestine.
Organizing protests for Palestine.
I've been in front.
I've been in front.
Of the AIPAC headquarters.
I've been in front.
They do not want us.
Do not want us.
We were supposed to go.
We were supposed to go
To the United Nations.
to the United Nations.
Which is just 2 blocks away.
Just 2 blocks away.
But as you saw, police officers in riot gear.
Police officers in riot gear.
The
SRG group.
blocked our path.
Blocked our path.
From going to the United Nations.
From going to the United Nations.
They called it a frozen zone.
They called it a frozen zone.
And they said they will attack
right here in our city.
And we have the right.
And we have the right
To protest them.
to protest them.
Not only does the United Nations refuse to uphold international law by putting an end to the genocide in Gaza. They will not even let us use our constitutional right for freedom of speech to protest in front of the UN. We are strong. We are powerful. We are many. We are the United Nations. We are the United people. And whether they let us go there or not, the UN will hear our message today. They should be abolished. They have proven themselves to be useless. They have allowed genocide to occur. They have exposed there is no human rights. There is no international law. They will not be the ones to implement it. So we will take on that role. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united. But we are so big that an entire crowd has made it to the UN. On two avenues. In New York City at the same time. As long as you keep showing out. In numbers for Palestine. This city is ours. And it will scream. Free Palestine. free Gaza or a free West Bank. That means every single inch of Palestine. That means no siege, no blockade, no occupation, no colonization of Palestinians. That means land back. That means right of return. That means reparations. That means justice for all people everywhere. And we know that the masses are on our side. The oppressed people are on our side. The corrupt regimes of neighboring Arab countries. This two-party system that has held this country, the people of this country hostage, that continues to oppress indigenous and black people in this country. They do not represent the masses. They do not represent the people. The people are on the side of Palestine all over the world. And it is not a coincidence that healthcare workers are standing with us, because workers from all over the world are standing with us. The people who actually make the world go round. The people who the world rely on, not these corrupt politicians and the corrupt leaders. It is the working people of Palestine, of the entire world, that stand with our liberation struggle, and that will ensure Palestine will be free. So I want y'all to give it up from someone who joined us today from the Amazon Union, but you know, he's going to explain more about that. We know that they tried to vilify him, they tried to undermine him, but Chris Smalls is here with us today, and he said,
Thank you, Queen. Coming up. Hey, yo, I need y'all to show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Hey, look to your left and look to your right and say, I got your back.
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 And if we don't get it,
Shut it down.
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 one more time, we don't get it.
Shut it down.
Let me hear you, we don't get it.
Shut it down.
You're damn right. We're going to shut New York City down every damn time. Look what people power do. We are proving today that no amount of money in the world can stop the power of people when we come together. And for the people of Palestine and the people of Gaza, we are with you. 11 months of genocide is inhumane, and it must end right now. Right now. And let me tell y'all this, as a labor organizer, we need more unions to speak up, and not just speak up and call ceasefire. It needs to be out here with the people. And for these politicians, oh yeah, these politicians that's calling ceasefire, well guess what? You can't talk out of both sides of the mouth anymore. We see you. We see you. You're not going to show up to these rallies and call ceasefire and then continue to support Kamala Harris, because it's not going to happen. Tell y'all right now. The younger generation, we are leading the way. You guys out here, the community, we are leading the way. There's no cavalry coming for y'all. We have to save ourselves. And we won't stop until Palestine is free. So guess what? While the mayor and all the politicians who are over there in Brooklyn celebrating the West Indian Parade, we're right here in Washington Square Park shutting shit down. Now, one more thing before I get out of here.
We walk past Jeff Bezos' $140 million penthouse right now. Boom! Yes, because Amazon, the company of Amazon, is contributing directly to genocide right now. They're supplying the surveillance and the military complex that's surveilling the Palestinians and also contributing $7.2 billion into the Nemesis project that supports the Iron Dome. So the founder of the Amazon Labor Union, the first union in American history for workers, I'm saying, and my union is saying, that we stand with the people of Palestine. So let me hear y'all say, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
If we don't get it, if we don't get it,
shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Hey y'all, fist in the air, Palestinian people. Love and solidarity, y'all. Free Gaza.
Anyone with common sense, anyone with common sense, anyone with humanity, anyone who fights for oppressed people anywhere, anyone who fights against injustice will inevitably stand with the Palestinian struggle. The reason they are attacking us on campus, in the streets, on social media is because they want you to be silenced. They want you to feel alone. They want you to feel like our views are fringe, that nobody believes in Palestinian liberation, and that anyone who speaks up will be on their own, that they will be attacked, that there won't be a community to support them. But when we take the streets like this over and over again with tens of thousands of people, we prove that that could not be farther from the truth. And like I said in the beginning, but now that I have a mic, I'm going to say it louder again. When our people in Gaza struggle, that means we must struggle too. You cannot take the easy way out. You cannot take a symbolic approach to supporting Palestine. It's not enough to hate Israel in your heart. It's not enough to speak out on social media. You have to reject all collaboration, reject any partnership with all of the politicians. All of the police forces, all of the institutions that continue to kill our people with impunity. And today, a girl will be here every step of the way to hold them accountable. And so today, we are combining this action with a fundraiser for medical equipment in Gaza, for the Al-Auda Maternity Hospital in Gaza, and for an ambulance in the West Bank. So if you haven't registered already, please join us. Already we have over 800 people registered. We have already raised over $20,000 before the fundraiser. Before the fundraiser even started, and people from all across the community, from Steinway to Bay Ridge to Astoria to Patterson, New Jersey, all came together to donate to make today's fundraiser possible, so that we can combine our iman, our salah, our actions with tangible actions as well, in sending financial support to the medical healthcare in Gaza, to medical workers, and to people providing healthcare for our people, saving them from the annihilation, saving them from the disease that Israel continues to spread. They want to pretend they want to allow a polio vaccine into Gaza right now, while they killed thousands of our children. There is no such thing as humanitarian Israel support. There is no such thing as Israel giving aid or food or water to the Palestinians. This is our land, this is our food, this is our water, and we have the right to our land, and we would not need anyone's donations or anyone's support if we were able to thrive and live on our land like all people around the world deserve to do. So the fundraiser starts at 5 o'clock. The
because we wanted to make it as big as possible, to send as much donations as we can as possible. We're going to have to let people in incrementally. We won't be able to let in everyone at once. You can grab your food, come back out to the park, enjoy it with your friends, and we're taking over Washington Square Park today, and it is going to be called Palestine Square Park today. This is Palestine Square. So if your friends couldn't come earlier, tell them to pop out now. We will be here until 9 p.m. We will be here raising the voice of Gaza. We will be here for all of New York City to see. And when they see that they do not report on this in the media, and that the police forces declared the UN a so-called frozen zone, they will stop and ask themselves, why aren't they elevating something that we haven't seen in New York this big for so long? Protests this big. The only protests we've ever seen this big have been for the Black liberation struggle and the Palestine liberation struggle, and the two stand together, united against the oppression of Palestinian and Black people. And if you go on social media, they'll have you think our communities are divided right now, but if you're in the streets protesting with us all the time, you know that we are more united than we have ever been. No amount of counterintelligence, COINTELPRO-PSYOP can take that away. We know we are on the side of the truth. We know we are on the side of justice. So students, when you go back to school, don't be afraid. Whatever struggle they can inflict on you, remember that the people of Gaza are facing a greater struggle, and we have to struggle just as they do. That is why when we passed by the new school, when we passed by the CUNY Graduate Center, we said, disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest, because that is not just a slogan. They thought that summer vacation would make you forget. We'll show them what it means to not stop, what it means to not rest, what it means to continue to build the movement for Palestine by any means necessary. They want to co-opt leaders like Malcolm X, but then when we repeat his words in this setting, when we say that Palestinians have the right to resist by any means necessary, they will suddenly step back and say that does not apply to you. We uphold Brother Malcolm's words, one of the most influential Muslim leaders, Muslim American leaders of our time. We uphold his words. And he and the Black Panther Party and Stokely Carmichael and so many Black revolutionaries in the U.S. of the Black radical tradition have been unequivocally clear about their support for Palestine. Their words, if you take the same exact words and put them to today, they still stand, because this struggle is not confusing. This struggle is not complicated. This struggle is not thousands of years old. This is a struggle for liberation. This is a struggle against colonization. It is common sense, and anybody trying to complicate it is standing with the oppressor, is standing with the Zionists. It's very clear. Palestine needs to be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine must be free. And Palestine is freeing us. Palestine is freeing us. Palestine is freeing us so we can free ourselves, so we can take back this nation for the indigenous people, for the Black people who were forced here against their will, for all oppressed people who live in this land that were forced to leave their country because of U.S. imperialism dominating their land, the same U.S. imperialism that is killing our people in Palestine today. We will free Palestine for all of us, because Palestine will free us all. Everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are. So we tell them we are resistance. Long live resistance. Fighting
speaking truth to power.
Who are speaking truth to power.
Will always be louder.
Will always be louder.
The voice of injustice.
The voice of injustice.
We don't need your mics.
We don't need your mics.
We don't need your permission.
We don't need your permission.
We will be loud for Gaza.
We will be loud for Gaza.
By any means necessary.
NYPD, KKK.